This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
GM, good morning, everyone. If you can hear me good, put up some emojis in the air, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the space. We got ZillaSwap here, which is very, very interesting, bringing some real functional utility over to the Kaspa blockchain. This is something that was really needed, something the community's been waiting on for a long time. So I think this is extremely bullish for the entire CAS ecosystem, guys. If you do know what Kaspa is, or you watch any of the content over on YouTube, it's the fastest layer one proof of work network that there is, guys. This is a great thing. We're seeing a lot of adoption come over to Kaspa from a lot of people that I would say was historically just Bitcoin focused, but I think more and more eyes are starting to open up on Kaspa really being a great proof of work and being able to go into that technology and scale in ways that Bitcoin has not been able to do. And what we got on today is ZillaSwap, which is going to be the first decentralized exchange on Kaspa. The way that Kaspa has been so far currently does not have smart contracts, which has been a little thing that we're going to get into. But guys, I'm extremely excited about this. There is a giveaway going on. The Zealous team has given up 1,000 ZIL tokens. So we will get that figured out towards the end of the space. Make sure you retweet the room, tag a couple friends, get as many people in here as possible, guys, and then follow our wonderful guest, ZealOusSwap, guys. So without further ado, we've got Lewis here from ZealOusSwap. How are you doing? Good morning, or good evening where you're from, right?
Good evening, Michael. Good morning for you. Good evening for me. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure being here. And thanks for everyone that is listening and tuning in.
Yeah, of course. Whenever I reached out about doing this space, guys, normally my spaces are always at 6 to 7 p.m. Might have a nice beer, something like that. But ZealOusSwap's from a different time zone. So if we were to do it at my normal time, Lewis would have been up at like 3:30 in the morning, barely awake. So we went and it's like 9 a.m. where I'm at right now. So, I've been up for a couple hours, got some espresso in me, guys. I am ready to go. But I'm very, very curious about, well, one, I'm curious about your experience, but I'm also curious, in regards to your experience and everything, because this is not an easy feat that y'all have done trying to create the first decentralized exchange over on Kaspa. So, Lewis, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, your role within ZillaSwap, and then what really motivated the creation of the first decentralized exchange on Kaspa?
Of course. Again, thank you so much for having us. For me, I'm Louis. I'm from Lebanon. I've been developing on the EVM for the past 5 years. I've been developing on Base and Arbitrum. That's where most of our work was done. We were freelance developer for as Web3 developers for multiple companies here in Lebanon. So I discovered Kaspa like 2.5 years ago, maybe a little bit more. I read about it, I understand it, I like the tech, and it became my biggest drag. So once I heard that there will be like smart contract support and EVM support on the Kaspa chain, I hit up my friend Rami, which is my co-founder, and I asked him if he's interested to build like DeFi infrastructure on Gas. I pitched him the idea. He was also very interested. He's also a Kaspa holder. So we said, why not? Let's build. So we planned what we want to build. So as every DeFi ecosystem, DEX is a backbone. So we wanted to start building a DEX. And when we have a DEX ready that has some great features that like accommodate for the Kaspa ecosystem, we can have like reliable price oracles, which will allow us to build other DeFi protocols like the one we're building also now, which is a lending and borrowing platform. So yeah, basically that's how it happened. We heard rumors that EVM is coming to Gas even before Kaspa already announced it. So we started building, and then the news came, and it's been a long journey.
That's awesome, guys. And I put some stuff about the ZIL token on the Jumbotron just now, guys, just so y'all have a little something to reference about the tokenomics of the DEX token that we're going to get into in a minute. But no, I mean, as someone that is, in the Kaspa community, and I deeply believe in Kaspa, thank you for what y'all are doing. And so for anyone that doesn't understand or hasn't been exposed to the Kaspa ecosystem so far, around the all-time high of Kaspa, somewhere around there of July 2024, the KRC20 got released. So KRC20 is the same as ERC20. So just if you look at Ethereum, you look at Base, any meme coin over there is ERC20 essentially. Okay, so that is what these tokens that were created off of Kaspa essentially were. But the issue with it was that there was no smart contracts and no decentralized exchange. And so if anyone had ever bought and sold tokens so far that are KRC20 variants, you had a couple options so far. One of them is there was a Telegram bot where basically if you had 1,000 tokens, you could put them up for sale for a price. Somebody would have to see that 1,000 tokens for that price, kind of accept that, buy it. I'm very glad they did it because it did create, an opportunity to trade some of these tokens, but it wasn't necessarily the most user friendly, and without smart contracts, you couldn't sell it to a liquidity pool. And so it was kind of a little cumbersome thing. And the other option was to get on an exchange, and so I don't know, man. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of exchanges personally, especially the ones that very low market cap projects would have to get. And so that is where this comes in, guys. ZillaSwap. So this would be, an equivalent or something you could compare to like a Uniswap or a Radium type play over on, Solana. So this really will give a ton of flexibility and a ton of volume into the ecosystem. I truly believe that. And they do have a DEX token that I want to get in a little bit, but I find it very interesting. You have a lot of experience in EVM and, programming off of Ethereum and everything, and bringing that over to Kaspa. I would like to touch on something, as somebody that was in EVM, okay, and you found Kaspa 2.5 years ago. I'm just curious on, did you start looking for something like Kaspa potentially whenever Ethereum switched from proof of work to proof of stake, or like, I'm just curious your opinion on that, because I really do value proof of work, as a computing power securing the network versus proof of stake. What was your opinion on Ether switching from that, and did that have any kind of influence on you wanting to find another proof of work to build on?
Okay, so basically, I just want to say something first. What the current solution did with the tools they had, like Kasperbot or Kaspa.com, is truly amazing. With the infrastructure they have, they did an amazing job. It's really great what they did with the available tools. But of course, it's not the optimal solution. In my opinion, AMM-based DEXs are better because they are easier to use and you don't have to wait for someone else to buy your tokens. So yeah, but what they did so far with the available tools, it's phenomenal. Really, like, congrats to both teams. As far of switching to building on Cas, I still build on the Ethereum ecosystem through Base and Arbitrum, but currently I'm focusing on Kaspa. From an investor standpoint, I'm always looking at projects, regardless of their consensus mechanism. Investors need to make money, and yeah, so I'm constantly looking at new projects. Of course, I prefer proof of work as a consensus. But yeah, so I discovered Kaspa through a YouTube video. I forgot the channel name. It was like 2.5 years ago. I researched about it. The video explained it very well, but I did some research. I dug deeper. And I discovered that it's that fast, and it's a proof of work, which was very interesting. So it quickly became one of my biggest tags. So that's how I discovered Kaspa. And when I knew that EVM is coming, it was a no-brainer for us to, like, yeah, we will build here.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think anyone that really discovers Kaspa and takes the time to look into it will fall in love with it, and especially if they understand what's actually happening with blockchain, securing a network, everything like that. So you're creating this decentralized exchange, but we already do have a lot of tokens, very good tokens that are over on the KRC20 ecosystem. Just to look over here at a few, the number one token on the KRC20 ecosystem currently is the ZIL token, sitting at a $23 million market cap. After that, I believe we have PPCast, Nacho, Kango, Caspi, Casper, but we've got a good amount of coins that are over a $1 million market cap already, with two of them being over 10 million, a few of them being over 5 million, in between that 5 and 10 range. So when it comes to liquidity provision or liquidity pools within ZillaSwap, how are y'all going about forming that right now? And my question's coming out, I'll detail a little bit more for anybody in the audience that doesn't really understand how liquidity works, or how liquidity is typically formed on these, before you answer these questions. So from a traditional standpoint, if we were looking at something like a new token on Uniswap, for instance, that was going to be released on Ethereum, you would basically have, just say, 1 million tokens that at this point are worth nothing, right? And then you would pair it with Ethereum, okay? And that's your pool. So you could start off with 1 ETH, you could start off with 2 ETH, and all of that liquidity, goes into how volatile the token is, how quick it moves up, how quick it moves down, all of that. But that is typically the optimal time to add liquidity if you wanted to be in multiple pools or something like that. Because the problem comes is once the market cap grows, and say that token is now $10 million market cap, to get a liquidity pool of 10%, it's, that would cost 1 million in the other side of the equation, whatever the token is divided by ETH, So typically it's good to add liquidity at the very beginning. So how is ZillaSwap going at getting these, very liquid liquidity pools for some of these tokens that have already been built?
Okay, so basically, when a project creates a token and wants to be listed on a DEX, DEX is it's permissionless. Anyone can create a liquidity pool. So most of the time, the project would go and create liquidity pool for their tokens and pair it with gas. And as people start trading, like buying their token, they like take tokens from the pool and deposit, let's say, gas into the pool, which increases the price of their token. That's the basic math. So it's like demand. So the more the demand grow on the token, the more people are like buying it from the pool and depositing cash instead, which causes the price to increase. As the current situation, tokens are already like KRC20 tokens are already with the people. They are not like they were created like a year ago or some of them less. So those don't have liquidity pools. If the project has like token allocations, they can create a liquidity pool once the DEX launches, or anyone that have the token can create, literally anyone can create a liquidity pool for their favorite token and add liquidity to it. And anyone also can add liquidity to that pool. And the price will stabilize once trading begins on that pool, which is instantly. Once the pool is created, trading starts instantly. That's it basically. So for the current state of KRC20 tokens, I think it will be more like of people will be creating pools for their favorite projects, and people will add liquidity to earn fees from the trading that happens on that pool. As for us, we had like pre-sale like 2.5 months ago. We allocated 70% of the funds raised from the pre-sale to buying KRC20 liquidity, so we can also help projects bootstrap liquidity into our protocol. So we've been buying like the top 10 KRC20 tokens and a couple more. So it's a way for us to bootstrap liquidity into the protocol at launch, so people can have more liquid trades, and anyone can add liquidity to those pools, further increasing the available liquidity in the pool and making the trading experience for everyone better. But yeah, it's permissionless. Anyone can create a pool. Projects can create a liquidity pool for their projects, or the people that have those tokens can create the pool or add liquidity to existing pools.
Awesome. Okay, so I understand now. So y'all did start out with 70% of the pre-sale from the ZIL token, the proceeds from that. Y'all did beef up y'all's own liquidity, but then also, just like any, pool, other people can come in and add. I'm curious, the reason somebody would add liquidity is to obviously get a return. So how does the return get calculated, or how does that go about? If I was to put $1,000 of cash paired with, let's say ZIL, for instance, on a liquidity pool, how does the reward get calculated as the APY that somebody would get from the liquidity pool? How does that portion work?
Okay, so basically, when you provide liquidity into a pool, think of it like you're providing a service. People can trade using your liquidity, so they can swap tokens. Let's say ZIL and CAS, they can swap back and forth using your liquidity. That's why it's like you are providing a liquidity, and for doing so, you should be rewarded. So users that swap tokens, they usually pay a fee, which is standard is 0.3%. That 0.3% is divided into 6 pieces. 5 of those pieces are given to liquidity providers equally, depending on their share. And 1 piece goes to the protocol treasury. So it's like 0.25% goes to liquidity providers, and 0.05% goes to the protocol treasury. Also, if you own NatureCat NFTs and you have stacked more than 100,000 power, you are eligible for a 33% swap fee discount, which will reduce your fee to 0.2%. So now, when the traders that pay 0.2%, 0.17% of that is given to liquidity providers, and 0.03% is given to the protocol treasury.
Okay, awesome. And I heard you mention Louis Nacho, and I see, if you just go to the Zealous, X page right up top, it says official Nacho the Cat partner. And so early on, I thought it was the actual Nacho team that had made ZellaSwap. What is that partnership like? What is that relationship like? And how did that come about with Nacho coming in to help y'all with ZellaSwap?
Okay, so one of the challenges that we faced early on is building trust, because there was like another DEX pre-sale a little while back, and they stole the fund and ran away. So the reputation of DEXs and pre-sales were very down, and especially we were starting out back then. So we were seeing comments saying, how can we trust you, and those stuff. So our mission was to start building trust bit by bit. So we doxed our team, we released the product to public testing, and we reached out to Nacho. We proposed to them, let's do a joint partnership. We benefit from your existing community and your trust in the market, and in exchange, we can give you utility for your NFTs, and that's how the partnership formed. We've built since then an entire ecosystem around that partnership. We've created an NFT stacking system with PowerPoint and multiple benefits. We've even integrated an infinity pool for the Nacho token, which will be used by the Nacho ecosystem to distribute revenue share to Nacho token holders. Also, the NFT stackers on our platform will benefit from revenue share also from the Nacho ecosystem. They will benefit also from voting power into our upcoming DAO, and they will benefit from 3 airdrops that we will have post-launch, after launch, and more to come. We are building around this partnership more and more utility for both us and the Nacho ecosystem.
That's awesome. I think it says a lot about y'all to want to partner with somebody, because it's very hard with pre-sales or anything for people. People's just been burned before, and even if you're a good guy building in this space, it's just hard to get that trust. So partnering with someone like Nacho, that was the largest market cap coin for a long time, pretty much the entirety of KRC20. It's obviously something that has a lot of credibility. It has a really good team on it. And I think that's a great thing. Iron sharpens iron, and it looks like y'all are building off of each other. And I'm sure it's just going to continue, man. I'm really, really excited to see where all of this goes. But guys, we're going to get into a lot more. I want to talk about security. We know people get hacked all the time. How is ZellaSwap keeping up with the security? But I also want to dive into what the ZIL token actually is. We see a lot of other DEX tokens do extremely, extremely well. And if you're as bullish on Kaspa as I am, it could be some really big things. You have Uniswap has a token, 5.5 billion market cap, Jupiter 1.5 billion, going down, down, down. But there is demand for DEX tokens. We've seen that very, very heavily last cycle. So I want to get into the ZIL token itself, guys, security, and then we got a couple community questions that we are going to ask as well. So let's make sure you join the giveaway that we have. Follow both the pages, ZillaSwap first, and your boy Freeman, and make sure you tag a few friends, retweet this, guys. But I'm having a lot of fun this morning. Wife just brought me a new cup of coffee, or espresso, actually. It's a double espresso. I probably shouldn't be drinking so many of these, but man, I'm having a good time this morning. So I want to get into now the ZIL token a little bit, and then we'll pivot a little bit into security once we talk about this. But, you know, this is a token that was released not too terribly long ago, right? And it's a $22 million market cap, which is a really high market cap, especially in the KRC 20 realm. So there's obviously a lot of success on the overall DEX being priced into this. There's a lot of belief in it. There's a lot of excitement in it. Currently, I mean, it's been as high as 40 something million. So there's definitely a lot of attention on your project right now. So comparing this, or we don't even have to compare it to another DEX really, but could you just explain to people who may be investors in ZIL, may be looking at the ZIL token, or just interested in the overall business model, how does the actual token play a part within the actual decentralized exchange? Or what is the utility of the ZIL token?
Yep. So a big part of our mission was to build an easy-to-use DEX, and especially for newcomers, because it's a new ecosystem. So people are not yet, most of the Kaspa community does not have experience in using a DEX or EVM because it's a new ecosystem. So that was a big part of our mission, and it's all written in our white paper, the first one. Also, another part is to grow the DeFi ecosystem on Kas, and a part of that is to incentivize people to come from other chains to the Kaspa chain, use our DEX, like it, and like it's more of a way to attract DeFi users from other chains to the Kaspa ecosystem. So we wanted to create a token that serves as a utility token for our ecosystem. We wanted to have real utility for users that believe in it and are early investors, and also incentivize people to come from other chains. Therefore, we created our tokenomics in that way. So basically, we had the pre-sale. We sold 20% of the tokens to early investors, and the rest of the tokens are either locked and will be distributed as airdrops and as rewards for using the DEX and bootstrapping and adding liquidity to the DEX. So basically, ZIL token is our only token. It will be the only token for our ecosystem and any other product we build. It will serve as a utility token, and it's designed to attract people from other chains. Basically, as of now, ZIL has many utilities. One of them is revenue share from our DEX. Also, it will have revenue share from our lending and borrowing platform, which is being built right now. It's called Fulvan Finance. It will have in the future voting power in our DAO, and our DAO will be able to control the DEX and the lending and borrowing platform and any other protocol we build. Also, ZIL benefits from full liquid stacking through our Infinity Pool. You deposit ZIL, you earn emissions, you earn revenue share, and in exchange you get XZIL. XZIL is a receipt token that you can use in other DeFi applications while still earning revenue share and emissions on the ZIL pool, ZIL Infinity Pool. that's why it's full liquid staking. And we are planning in the future a burn mechanism, which will buy back some ZEAL and burn it from both the revenue of the DEX and the lending and borrowing platform. And expect us to add also more utility in the future. As of now, this is what's planned. And yeah, as for the part of attracting people from other chains, our airdrop has attracted users, many users from other chain. We've seen articles being written about our airdrop. We've seen some posts in Solana Telegram groups to come and farm our airdrops. Although it's farming, but yeah, it's people discovering, maybe hearing the first time about Kaspa, maybe the first time like actually using some tech being built on Kas, and that's a win for us. Maybe they will stay, maybe they will like Kaspa, they will become investors in it, or maybe builders. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. Great answer. We need to bring more and more people onto Cast, and I believe it's going to come. Like you said, you found this 2.5 years ago on YouTube. Them damn YouTubers, man. But you know, there's still a lot of people covering Kaspa on YouTube. Some people, you know, obviously the price action hasn't been what people have wanted, but to me, it's been expected. It's nothing that's uncommon. But yeah, the problem so far on KRC20, like you said, those people built great tools with what they had, and it is great, and it's able to use if you're familiar with the Kaspa ecosystem. But you know, a lot of people, a lot of my community, you know, if I talk about Croak on Kaspa a lot, for instance, and like nobody has any idea how to like buy it, you know, like unless you're already in grind into the Kaspa, you know, CT and really understanding it. It's, you know, a lot of people from the outside haven't made that bridge over. And whenever I'm looking at, you know, Kaspa right now, I'm kind of equating where we are at in the ecosystem kind of to where something in the likes of Sui was a year and a half ago, something like that, where they started getting a lot of attention and a lot of adoption. And I believe, you know, ZellaSwap could be the first step to that, having an actual decentralized exchange where people could just buy CAS and then swap that into the token of their choice. So I really think what you're doing has a lot of, you know, advancements for the overall Kaspa ecosystem, KRC20 included. And so I have a question. So we're waiting on actual smart contracts, right, to come over for Kaspa. And I always thought you needed smart contracts to really have a decentralized exchange. But I know y'all are already, you know, ZellaSwap guys. I'm over here now. I'm on the website. Currently on testnet. Mainnet will provide major speed improvements, is what it says. Very clean setup, though, you know, where you select your asset you'll be swapping to up top, then the asset you want to receive down below, connect your wallet and all that stuff. It's a really, really smooth website, and I like it a lot. But how does smart contracts come into what y'all are trying to do at ZellaSwap? And if y'all are going to go live prior to smart contracts, is there any kind of workaround y'all are having to do, or how do those two things go together in terms of smart contracts and what y'all are doing building a decentralized exchange?
Okay, first of all, thank you so much. We've been really working on the user experience. As I said, we know that the DeFi ecosystem is something new to the Kaspa ecosystem. So we've been working on user
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
experience and user onboarding and like educating users about it. And if you go back in time, you will see that we've been releasing beta after beta, adding slight features. So people can have time between betas to learn them. And we've seen people like having no idea of how to using a DEX, to using every feature of our DEX. Yeah, so basically that's been a journey. We're now focusing on also expanding to more languages. We are in the process of translating the DEX into like 10 languages, including like Arabic, we've shifted the entire UI to being from right to left also. So that is coming in the next beta. Yeah, so we've been trying to work on the experience as a whole to make people feel to make the experience easy for them, not to feel like that it's something hard and they can't use it. That's been an area of focus for us. As for smart contracts, the reason we are waiting for smart contracts on CAS is because our DEX is completely permissionless, and no one should be able to control it. And the only way is to do that is through code, and code that cannot change. So once, and that is done through smart contracts. So once smart contracts are available on CAS, we can deploy our smart contracts, and that's it. They are immutable. They cannot change. And that would allow people to trust to put liquidity into the DEX. Yeah, so basically that's why we are waiting for smart contracts. There are no workarounds to deploying the DEX before smart contracts arrive on CAS, because that would not be decentralized. So yes, we should wait for smart contracts to be available so we can deploy our smart contracts and release the DEX to the public.
Okay, thank you for going in on that. Yeah, I was thinking that smart contracts were a big thing, but y'all have got all the work done, just waiting on smart contracts for it. Yeah, you said you were adding some languages. I'm from the United States, man. We need to get two of them. We need to have an England English, and then we need to have a United States English. I just say that. I'm over here looking at them. I'm like, English, France, Espanol, and then there's another language that I'm not sure what it is. But no,
Yeah.
that's funny. I'm just playing around. But hey, the UI is really cool. Like I really like it. I don't think there's really any changes that need had on that. Like if I'm just nitpicking, the only thing I could think is to add like 100% under it, because you could swap 25% of your holdings, 50%, 75. There's no 100. That's the only thing. Like it's so minor, right, for me to even say
There's
that.
a max button.
Okay, yeah, I don't see the max where I'm at, but
You need to connect.
Okay, once you connect your wallet, then there's a max. Okay,
That's
I understand.
correct.
So, but the UI is really good, and I think that the user interface is one of the most important things. Especially for somebody that is not deeply in the degenerate, or not even degenerate, but the decentralized world. If it needs to be easy, it needs to be user friendly, and I'm somebody that does 99% of my trading on my phone. I do it from my iPhone, right in between making tweets or recording a short video. Like it's all on my mobile. And so what are y'all plans with that? Do y'all have plans for any iOS or Android store type of mobile app similar to like what Uniswap has or something like that? Or is it only PC desktop right now?
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for the compliments. As I said, it's been an area we've been working on since day one, the UI. We wanted to hide any complexity while keeping it. So we structured the UI in a way that feels easy for anyone, and anyone can use it. So yeah, I remember the first day I started using DeFi. I went into Uniswap, and it was like hard to understand. Like I was bombarded with like price impact and slippage and stuff. So I remember that experience. So I wanted not to have that with Darius. So that's why we've been focusing on that area. We've even like got people that do not even they haven't used any DEX. We sat them down and we seen how they acted and how they used the DEX, or what they found like hard, and we've fixed the UI based on the feedback, and that's how we are now here. I forgot the rest of your question. I'm sorry.
I was mainly asking about, did y'all have any plans for like a mobile app version where somebody could download it from iOS or something like that and have it on their cell phone?
Okay, the DEX itself is optimized for mobile. You can like hop into any browser now and open it in mobile. Every feature of ZillaSwap is designed to work even on a mobile screen. That was also an area of focus for us. For now, we don't have plans for an app. We're focusing more on building functionality and DeFi infrastructure. The DEX can be opened through any mobile wallet. Like you can go into MetaMask, into the browser inside of MetaMask, open it, connect your wallet, and just swap. Or any other wallet like Krabi, let's say. So the UI is designed for mobile in mind. So yeah, you can seamlessly trade on your mobile. You don't need an actual app. You just need to open the DEX from any wallet browser. As I said, as of now, we're focusing on building DeFi infrastructure and DeFi tools. But maybe later we could have an app for the DEX. But as of now, there are no plans.
Yeah, I think you answered my question because I don't think the app so much is important as being mobile friendly because, you know, I used to use the just Uniswap app, for instance, but then it was hanging up and stuff. So now what I do, I just go to my Phantom, go to my MetaMask, go to whatever, go to the browser, go to Uniswap that way, right? And so as long as that's optimized, I think that's great. You know, you probably don't need an actual app or something unless you're trying to get trending on the app store or something like that. But no, I think being optimized for mobile is very important. It's something that I do focus on a lot. I was actually surprised how many people still do a lot of trading on PC. I was looking at some other protocols, some other chains they were posting on what percentage of their users were on PC versus mobile, and it was over half is on a PC, desktop, laptop type style. So yeah, there's still a lot of user base. I'm just always on the damn move, man. So I'm going, running and gunning. So mobile's gonna be very, very important for me, and that's how I'll definitely use ZillaSwap. But I'm extremely excited about it. I am. And so you've talked a lot about, you know, building this platform, working on the back end, making sure it's really as good user friendly as it could be. And that's important. User friendly is amazing, but something could be extremely user friendly and then somebody's wallet get drained because of a security loophole or something, and then nobody cares about the UI anymore, right? So how has ZillaSwap been going to ensure that this decentralized exchange is secure? And I'm naive to what all goes into it. You know, you're obviously extremely smart, doing a lot of great work on this, but I'm sure there's challenges with, especially the first time ever being built on, you know, Kaspa, not having the smart contracts yet, trying to build out and be ready for that. I'm sure there's a lot of things y'all had to think about. So how are y'all safeguarding, you know, ZillaSwap against any kind of vulnerabilities, hackers, scammers? And I know there's some third-party audits that can be done. Have any of those been done?
Okay, so basically, we've built on top of Uniswap, which is proven by time that it is very secure. It hasn't been hacked, and it has been there for a long time. We've modified the Uniswap code, but we've audited every change we did. Also, any new functionality we added, like the infinity pools, the farming, the NFT stacking, is all audited. We are audited by Hexens, which is a top firm which audited many of the top protocols like 1inch, PancakeSwap, Lido Finance. So it's a top tier auditing firm, and we've got their approval. They found some bugs, we fixed them, and like as of now, we are fully audited. We've audited our backend, our contracts, and our front end. So we're fully audited, but still we wanted to add like more safety features that would protect users in case of any incident. So what we actually done is we created an insurance fund, which is which will be used in case of any like, let's say, protocol hack. That fund can be used to refund affected users. The way the insurance fund works, as I said, when people swap, there's a fee paid. Out of this fee, 0.25% goes to liquidity providers, and 0.05% go to our treasury. And from that 0.05%, a part of it goes to the insurance fund, which will the more swaps happen on ZillaSwap, the more it's being used, the bigger the insurance fund gets. So the more people we have, the insurance fund will be bigger and can protect more users. It's an additional like layer of safety to have our users have peace of mind. We've also built a POL system, which is called protocol-owned liquidity. Also, a part of that fee goes to the POL. The POL system is there to provide like a more liquid experience for anyone. As its name suggests, POL is a system that locks liquidity into the protocol, and no one can touch it. It's forever locked into the protocol. So when people use ZillaSwap, a part of the fee will go to the insurance fund and the protocol-owned liquidity, and that fee stays in the pool and the liquidity pools. And its purpose is to protect users from times where there are low liquidity in pools, because the protocol would own like a part of the liquidity in a certain pool, and that liquidity cannot be removed. It stays forever in the pool. So yeah, let's say when we have a market and people want to remove their tokens from the pools and sell them, there's always POL being built up to reduce the price impact of the swaps, so users can have a more liquid experience. Yeah.
That's awesome. So I'm sitting here looking at the tokenomics, guys. It looks like the insurance fund off the jump, the TGE token generation, whenever it was made, 3% was for the insurance fund, right? And so it's very interesting tokenomics, guys. If you ever look at the breakdown of the ZIL token, I know a lot of people that got into the pre-sale. I unfortunately did not, but I know a lot of people did really well on that. A lot of people are holding long term with a lot of belief in this decentralized exchange. I'm really excited about the future. I really truly do, guys. Never financial advice, right? I could be completely wrong, but I truly believe we're going to see with Kaspa Sui somewhere in between a Sui / Solana run. I really do. I believe that we're going to have a ton of demand for the CAS token itself, and that's what we need. A lot of people have been wanting, CAS to pump and all that stuff, but there has to be metrics that are doing that. Originally Kaspa pumped a great currency to send back and forth to somebody. There was obviously a lot of hype and speculation. But then this is just my personal opinion. KRC 20 came out. It was a sell the news event for a major part of it. And then a lot of people realized it was just a little difficult to use. And now that we're about to have smart contracts, we're about to have a decentralized exchange, guys, I really believe we're going to have a ton of liquidity come into the CAS ecosystem. So one of those things that I believe is going to be a ton of liquidity is the number one real world asset currently in crypto, which is stable coins. USDC specifically is my favorite, but there's Tether, USDT, but these are a huge market cap. And being a $1 equivalent, being able to send that borderless with Kaspa for a penny in fees, I believe is huge. And I know I'm somebody that often likes to trade. If it's an established coin that has pools, or even if it doesn't, I could use some kind of aggregator, but swap maybe USDC ETH into underlying asset, you know, a meme coin, whatever it is. So how hard is it for ZealOusSwap to integrate new tokens into y'all's platform? So basically what I'm asking is, whenever stable coins come over to Kaspa, like a true USDC CAS comes over to Kaspa, how quick, how easy is that something y'all are preparing for to be able to build that into y'all's decentralized exchange, or even as a part of the liquidity pool where people could create liquidity pools paired with just say Nacho or Zill and, you know, with USDC, for instance?
Okay, so as I said, the beauty of smart contracts is that it would allow us to have a completely decentralized platform. So to answer your question, it's pretty instantly. Anyone can create a liquidity pool for, let's say, the USDC token is CAS. So it's pretty much instant support. We don't have to act upon it. People can add liquidity, can create pool, can do anything. And that's the beauty of having like a decentralized exchange. Anyone can create a token, anyone can create a liquidity pool for it, anyone can add liquidity to it. That's the beauty of it. So basically, it's a pretty much instant support.
Man, I love these spaces, guys. Don't get me wrong. I love talking about meme coins and all of that, guys. But I love getting into technology because at the end of the day, this is the kind of stuff that's going to last. You know, of course, I do believe community meme coins that they have a place and they are strong and there is a lot of them that will do good. But this kind of stuff, man, real technology, real builders. That's what I love to talk about. I love talking to people a lot smarter than me that I don't know about, you know, the back end of how these decentralized exchanges work. I don't understand really smart contracts. I'm not a dev. I couldn't code anything to save my life. So I really love these kind of spaces, man. If y'all love them, make sure you retweet the room. Tell us y'all love them. I see there's some other people I'm interested within this ecosystem that this would bridge directly into what y'all are building at ZealOusSwap. And I believe y'all are the first step into this big puzzle of building an amazing ecosystem. And I could see y'all really branching out, you know, big time, you know, aggregators. You already mentioned there is, you know, lending and borrowing protocol, which I believe is huge. Something else I think would be interesting is, you know, whenever we see the first real token generator. And I know some people are torn on this. Some people don't want it to get like that. Some people do. But, you know, having something where you could very easily create a token and, you know, for $20 and have it directly into the DEX, I believe would be something that creates a ton of volume, because just looking at the ecosystems, you know, the ones that I think we can catch up to, Solana and Sui, you know, I don't think a lot of people, and I'm not talking bad about any chain, I'm just personally, I believe a lot of real world utility so far will be built on Ethereum or EVM. And Kaspa is one that I believe could have a lot of real deal utility built on. And that's why I'm so bullish on it, because whenever you look at the run up of Solana, you know, that was mainly meme coins. There are some utility projects over on Solana, there is. But the vast majority of liquidity in DeFi right now, total value locked, whatever metric you want to look at, is currently on EVMs or Ethereum. And I believe that Kaspa can definitely take some of that market share, a good portion of that market share. So I believe that we will have meme coins that are very good and have a great community over on Kaspa. We already have a couple very prominent KRC 721, which is the NFT variant of CAS. We already have a couple of those that are very prominent. I see some good PFPs in here. But I think Kaspa has the ability, and this is a long shot, you know, it's a lot of work for everyone in the Kaspa ecosystem. But something when I look at Solana, it is primarily meme coins, okay? And then when you go over to something like Ethereum, it has a lot of real utility being built on it, artificial intelligence, real world asset tokenization. I believe the structure of Kaspa, whether it's the blocks per second, the security, the cost, I believe it really does breed the absolute perfect blockchain to be the everything blockchain. for us to be able to build absolutely everything on it and just see an absolute ton of volume and liquidity coming into the ecosystem. And so I think when USDC, boom, USDC CAS comes, it's going to be huge. Like you said, permissionless. You don't have to go add it in there. Anyone could add it into ZillaSwap, guys. I really do believe this is going to be absolutely great. But I would like to talk about the vision, what you envision, and we're coming up here on an hour. I want to be respectful of time and everything, but where do you envision ZillaSwap being in the next 6 to 12 months, and what are some of your milestones or goals that you are wanting to reach? No one's going to hold you to them. I love people being ambitious and chasing their goals, but I guess the first part of this question could be, when do you anticipate to be able to go live, which would mean that smart contracts have been released at that point? I know it's kind of up in the air. Do you have a prediction on when that will go live? And then what does the following 6 to 12 months look like for ZillaSwap?
Okay, so first of all, I want to add one more thing. You mentioned like a token launchpad. There is one that has been already built and it's live. You can test it. It's called Moonbound. It's built by the Nacho team, and it's deeply integrated with our DEX, ZillaSwap. When the token graduate, they are instantly available on our DEX. You can trade them, and they have put in place like mechanisms to prevent some common flaws in launchpads like Pom.Fun, which reduce the chances of getting rugged and actually push like the projects to build, because they offer also revenue share with them and with the Nacho Cat NFTs and the Nacho token. As for our DEX, what I envision it, let's say for the next year, first of all, we will hopefully see smart contracts live on CAS. I would like to be on both layer 2s, Kaspa and IGRA. As for the DEX itself, I would love to have like a cross-chain DEX where you can seamlessly swap between IGRA and Kaspa. Like if you want to swap, let's say the Z token from Kaspa to USDC, let's say on IGRA, you can do that seamlessly in one go. That's my ultimate vision for now. And maybe we can also expand to other chains beyond CAS. But as of now, our main focus is Kaspa and the Kaspa DeFi ecosystem. So yes, we'd also like to see like huge growth in user adoption, and that's what we're focusing on, and that's why we're translating the DEX to more and more languages. We want to onboard people that are new to CAS. We want to incentivize them to come test our DEX, use Kaspa's DeFi infrastructure, and feel how fast it is. And that's our goal for the next year.
This is really exciting, guys. Yeah. Oh, did you have something else, sir?
I want to say, as for when smart contracts are coming, I really have no idea, but we are so ready to launch the DEX. We are fully audited. We're just waiting for, let's say, tomorrow mainnet. We will launch tomorrow, as soon as they are live.
Awesome, man. This space has got me so excited, guys. In fact, on Fridays, I do a lot of content. I try to prep and do a lot. And I had a different video that I was going to record today. But, man, I got to make a video about the daggum Kaspa ecosystem, everything, because I feel a little bit like I was a little behind because I did not know about Moonbound. And so I think this is a lot of people that something that a lot of people don't know about necessarily, that we already have an entire toolkit being built, everything from a decentralized exchange. There's a token launching platform. I heard of a recent aggregator project that came around. And so, guys, I feel like we have everything that we need to really have an explosive ecosystem. I'm trying to figure out, the first DEX aggregator, CSwap is what I'm referring to on that. So maybe we talk to them someday and see what they're building. But I think we got everything. We're just waiting on these daggum smart contracts, guys. And when we take a look over here at CAS, just to do a breakdown of everything, currently today we're sitting around 9.1 pennies, 9.1 cents, guys. Of course, we have an all-time high of about 21 cents, currently sitting at a $2.4 billion market cap. And when you compare this to, other projects that I believe are a little bit ahead of us in terms of market adoption, looking at something like SUI is approximately 6 times the market cap of Kaspa right now. So just that equivalent right there would put Kaspa somewhere around 60 cents. Going up even more to something like Tron or Cardano, that's another, 12 to 13x away from here. So I think that there is a lot of potential demand that's going to be coming into Kaspa ecosystem, KRC 720, and it's just a matter of time, or KRC 20 and KRC 721. I really think it's just a matter of time, guys, until y'all are no longer feeling left out. I know there's a lot of people in the Kaspa ecosystem, a lot of great community members that are, always doing respectful shills to all the top Bitcoin maxis, and I know a lot of people have kind of looked away from it and things like that. But slowly and slowly, we're having more and more BTC maxis come over to Kaspa, acknowledge Kaspa. I've seen one of them said, I'll have 1% of my portfolio on CAS. Then he upped it to 5%. Pretty soon I'll probably be 80% CAS, something like that. Never financial advice, but I'm extremely excited about everything in this ecosystem, guys. Utility is going to be built up. And I truly believe CAS will be the world, will be the place, the one-stop shop for community tokens, which are meme coins, artificial intelligence, and real-world assets, you name it. And ZillaSwap is not only building decentralized exchange, they also, Moonbound is built by the Nacho team that we've learned about. Vervit Finance, the first lending and borrowing protocol over on Kaspa, guys. So go check it out. Go over to ZillaSwap's website and go check it out. You can check out the beta, the testnet of it. You'll see all the tokens are pretty much, you could swap from CAS, and then there's Test Nacho, Test Kango, Test Casper, you name it, and just really check out the usability of the platform, what you think about it. And if you have any, constructive criticism or anything, shoot a message to the Zealous team or comment on something. It seems like Lewis and his team are really receptive of what the community's inputs are, and that they have, implemented those in the past already. So guys, I'm extremely excited about everything that we got going on. The Zealous team has donated 1,000 ZIL tokens for a giveaway in this. Since I'm doing this in the morning, Miss Freeman wasn't here to pick the winner, yada yada yada. So it'll be a little delayed. I'll post everything on X and the specifications, who won, all that good stuff, and make sure to get the giveaway winner their things. But I really appreciate you, Lewis, for coming on and for working with me on the time. I know this is not my normal time, and we kind of had to shuffle that a little bit. But I think what y'all are building on Kaspa is great. I believe y'all are truly pioneers in this space. It's risky. It's risky for anyone to try to be the pioneer of something. Even I've got some good friends that are dev teams on KRC 20. And it's been a lot of work building, because you believe in something, you believe in CAS, you believe in the Kaspa ecosystem, and you're sitting there building, and you just sometimes feel like the world hasn't seen it yet, and so I know these projects that are building, putting money into it, getting exchanges, doing promotion, just building great projects. But the outside liquidity, we definitely need to come in. And I believe that this decentralized exchange is the first step, along with smart contracts and everything that's coming at first, to really make Kaspa a household name and something that everyone from degenerates who just want to trade meme coins all day to people that want to build real deal utility, people that are worried about artificial intelligence not being on chain, They want something that can be verified, reviewed, non-fungible. Guys, I truly believe Cas is the place for that. So Lewis, thank you for everything you're doing. Before we wrap up this morning, is there anything else you would like to say to the Kaspa ecosystem, to the ZillaSwap family, or to the Freeman and Finance family about what y'all are building and what y'all are doing over on Kaspa?
First of all, thank you so much. And thank you so much also for shifting your usual time for doing this AMA. The only thing I would add is, as we promised the first day, we will stay up to it. We will do our full due diligence to the fullest. As always, if you find any issue, anything that you find hard, you can leave us feedback in our Telegram or in the Google form. We're reading every single feedback. Yeah, but it might take a bit of time. We have like 1,400 feedbacks to read. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone, and thank you for believing in us. As we promised, we'll keep promising, we'll keep delivering, and we'll always we'll always do our full due diligence.
Like they say, if you build it, they will come. And you're definitely a pioneer here, building something before smart contracts come. I think you've done everything. Man, just looking at it, building off the Unicode, it's something that's been trialed and, proven to be secure, to be something that people love. And then to work with the Nacho team on this, and for everything else the Nacho team's doing is really impressive as well. So maybe we can talk to them someday. And guys, in the future, we're going to have some more. We used to have, like a couple months ago, we had a lot of KRC 20 things. This was the latest one that we've had, obviously, with ZillaSwap. We're going to continue covering things in the Kaspa ecosystem, as always, over on YouTube, Finance Freeman. I always have at least one Kaspa video. And stay tuned today. I'm going to have a video because Lewis inspired me. He inspired me. We're going to detail really the Kaspa ecosystem and what's coming soon with smart contracts. We're going to feature ZillaSwap. We're going to feature the CSwap, the aggregator, and we're going to feature everything that the Nacho team's doing over there, building a launch pad, and everything that all these great people within Kaspa are really doing to build an ecosystem for all of us to use. And I hope you get rewarded in every way for this. So guys, thank you all for spending your Friday, right? For spending your Friday morning with us over here on the Finance Freeman AM. Hey guys, make sure you follow ZillaSwap over on X. Go check them out on their website. Go see what they're cooking on testnet before it gets to mainnet, guys. Make sure you follow them. Like I said, retweet this space. Winner will be announced tonight, guys. Sorry for the little delay. But as always, I appreciate the support, and I love every single one of you. Have a wonderful day.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.